He's a wonderful little boy. He's so calm and content. A lot different than my first, for sure.
Chelsea Mercado is the mother of 2 boys, 4-year-old Koa and 3-month-old Kai. For both of her deliveries, she chose a water birth at the Corvallis Birth and Wellness Center.
I would say having my 2 boys has been just the most amazing experience for me.
Before becoming a mom, she didn't give much thought to a water birth. It wasn't until someone she knew gave birth underwater that Chelsea considered that path.
That really got me super curious, and so I started doing my own research on it and, really just decided that I want to have a really beautiful birthing experience, and it kind of helped me to see that it didn't have to be a scary thing.
Water birth is offered in some hospitals in the U.S. and here in Oregon, but is much rarer than in most developed countries around the world. Only 1.5% of births in the U.S. happen outside of the hospital.
And there's a whole segment of the population out there that would really like another option for pain management that isn't medication.
That's one reason why Oregon State University researchers Marit Boberg and Melissa Cheney took on the topic. They conducted the largest study of water births to date and found they were associated with better overall outcomes than non-water births.
Clinicians globally have really been kind of wondering about this question because there hasn't been a really big study that controlled for a lot of confounders yet. And here it is.
We have to remember that the vast majority of people are giving birth in the hospital, so we'd love to see this opportunity available to them as well.
Researchers want to make it clear, water birth is not right for everyone, but this new research will give women solid insight into more options on how they want to bring a life into the world.
I really hope that this new research helps to empower women to be able to kind of have babies on their own terms.
So hopefully this just puts to rest the last resistance to water birth, and we can just move on and start offering it as an option to people because it's a great pain relief option during labor.
I did reach out to the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists to find out if this study will change their stance on water births. Now, actually, they do review their guidance about every 2 years, so that hasn't met this deadline yet. But they do say that this will be considered in their next review. That means that they're not changing their guidance yet.
And Brittany, what I found interesting is that this study found that water births actually posed no increased risk of death or major trauma, but researchers did find some other risk factors when they looked into this.
Yeah, there are a few things. There's 3 things actually in particular that researchers found pretty unique to water births. First, they found a slightly higher rate of umbilical cord avulsions. That's when a cord tears or snaps after birth. Next, a slight increase in minor uterine infections. And finally, because the way the baby is monitored during a water birth is different than in a hospital bed, researchers say providers will need to better teach staff water birth techniques. And the OSU researchers point out with all of these risk factors here, these are things that doulas, midwives, birthing centers already deal with. Right. So they say hospitals should be able to tackle and manage those issues as well. I also really want to mention what's so unique about this is the really large pool size, a really diverse group of women, 35,000 women all across the country. Wow. That diversity, that size makes this a much stronger and more powerful study.
Yeah, that's really interesting, Brittany. Thank you. And if you'd like to read more about that study yourself, we do have a link to that at kgw.com.